Yeah, hi, hello again everybody. I wasn't really planning this video, but I've just walked in and there was some post waiting for me, and it's my basic DBS certificate that I was asked to get after I found out that I was not being allowed back to Coldingley prison to do my health and safety work. So yeah, I mean, this first case, it was a long time ago. I never really remembered the finer details, but I'm going to run through it. I do get asked about this, and I have been asked about it quite a lot over the time I've been on TikTok. So let's go through it. In the end, I pleaded guilty to 11 of the 26 charges made against me on my first case. The 15 other ones were left on file, so technically I am not convicted of those. And it turns out, just quickly, that one of those was the conspiracy to pervert the course of justice. I thought I pleaded guilty to that. I didn't. I was guilty of it, by the way, but it was left on file, so that's my mistake. I thought I pleaded to it, so here we go with what I did plead to. And bear in mind, with the sentences for these, I pleaded guilty to all of these, and I got full credit, full discount for pleading guilty, so a third off of what I would have got. So count one is conspiracy to supply class B amphetamine. I pleaded, I got 2 years for that. Count two, conspiracy to supply cannabis resin. Pleaded, I got 3 years consecutive to the two. Count three was conspiracy to supply class B cannabis, which was weed. I pleaded guilty, I got 3 years for that. Count four was conspiracy to supply class A cocaine. I pleaded guilty, I got 10 years for that. Count five was conspiracy to handle stolen goods. This was about high value vehicles that I was involved with. I never stole any of them, but I was basically a fence. I used to be involved in rebranding them and selling them on. I guess I'm trying to think. Basically, you're just giving them a new identity and moving them on. So I pleaded guilty to that, and I got 1 year for that. Count five, conspiracy to supply class A, namely MDMA. I pleaded guilty to that. I got 10 years. Count six, possession of prohibited weapon, which was CS gas. I pleaded, and I got 1 year for that. Count eight was possession of a sawn-off shotgun, uncertified. I pleaded guilty. I got 3 years for that. Count nine was possession of a small firearm, which was a semi-automatic pistol. I pleaded. I got 3 years for that. Count 10 was another weapons charge, CS gas. I pleaded guilty to that, and I got another year. And finally, count 11 was possession of ammunition, and I pleaded guilty to that, and I got 1 year. That was for a bunch of 9mm cartridges for the semi-automatic. So that was my first case. For the 11 counts that I pleaded guilty to, I was given sentences totaling 38 years. And then the judge did a nice piece of intelligent kind of jigsaw puzzle blending. Is that the right way to say it? You know what I mean. And I ended up with 27 years reduced to 18 for my guilty pleas, and I was given 1 year extra off for pleading guilty at the first opportunity, which was, yeah, it was a no-brainer for me. There was no way on earth I was ever going to trial. I couldn't have been more bang to rights than I was. So logic dictates that you try and limit the damage that's coming your way. No one ever knows, really. I pleaded guilty. I got 27 years, reduced to 17. I could have gone to trial and got 17 years. You just don't know. So I was not prepared to take that risk. And obviously, 2014, my second arrest, I was charged with conspiracy to supply Class A, which was cocaine. I pleaded guilty to that, and I got 17 years for that. It was just over 2 kilos. I would suggest, I deserved it. I'm not quibbling about that, but I would suggest that you will be hard pressed to find anybody in the British justice system who has ever been given 27 years reduced to 17 for guilty pleas for 2 kilos of coke. It's massive, but I deserved it because of my past. I understood that, and I knew it was coming. So you know, you take it on the chin, and I did. Second count was conspiracy to supply Class B drugs, which was essentially cannabis, herbal cannabis, skunk. There was a bit of resin kicking about when they found me. And I think I also had some amphetamine. Yes, I did. And some MCAT. I wasn't actually charged for any of that. I think probably they kind of realised, look, we only need this and this. He's gone anyway, so we don't need to make too much work for ourselves. And finally, conviction number 3 in 2014 was conspiracy to supply Class B cannabis resin. Again, that's actually wrong. It was a Class C charge. So I'm just going to run through those again. I don't want to bore you, but we have to get things correct. So it was, yeah, Class A cocaine, Class B cannabis and cannabis resin, Class C diazepam. I pleaded guilty to all of those, and for the cannabis, my sentence was reduced to 10 years, and it was made concurrent to the 17 for the coke. I pleaded guilty to the Class C, the diazepam. I was not given a reduction for that. I got 5 years, which is the maximum term you can get for conspiracy to supply Class C, but it was concurrent. So in total, I got 32 years of sentences for the second case, which takes the total tally to 70 years, with 15 charges from the original case left on file. And the 32 years became, the judge sentenced me to 17 years the second time around. He reduced it to 18 years because of my guilty pleas, and he gave me a year extra off because he had looked into the near-death experience accident I'd had 3 months prior to my sentencing, and he you know, quite generously, he mentioned that he knew that I was in recovery. He gave me an extra year off, so 17 years. And there you have it. Now I need to take a photo of that and send it to my boss. Have a good day.